Hello and welcome to today's video on high altitude investing. So today's video is going to be why I think that you should buy altcoins when nobody else wants to. Okay, and I'm going to show you also why I'm buying altcoins right now and some ones that I'm looking at. Okay, so this is my Poloniex account, my day trading, and I am looking at Litecoin right now. So why do I mention Litecoin? Well, because it's down 12% and everybody's like, oh, Litecoin is gonna dump, it's screwed, you know. They're always fudding up the market. Why do you think it's so low? Why do you think Litecoin came down to where it's at right now? It's because people are fudding the market up. So what does that mean? That means they are lowering its value by saying it's worthless. Okay? That's basically the concept behind FUD. Now, it's the same thing that causes Bitcoin to, or any currency or any stock to run up in value is good news. People, well, good news and good chart patterns, and it's because people, will say something about a certain chart or a certain pattern, and they'll be like, okay, well, I think that this is gonna cause it to go, to $1 million or whatever. They're trying to advertise it going up in value, basically, is why they do that. And because they're doing that for a very specific reason, it's because they're invested in it. So they're invested in the idea of it going up in value. Now, I never do that type of stuff. If I'm investing in a coin on this channel, I'm telling you guys that I'm investing on a coin in this channel because I felt like it was profitable for me to invest in. I'm not, I don't FUD and hype markets, or at least I try really hard not to. Nobody's perfect. Now, there's a lot of hype in the Bitcoin market right now. It's kind of hyped up. So what do you expect? Well, if it's overhyped, you can expect a little bit of FUD to pull it back. So we might see a small pullback, test some support, but I'm still very bullish long term on Bitcoin. And by long term, I mean, at least 4 to 4 months is around my target. It's just trending up very, very nice. And I feel like it's going to keep going higher for a little while. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, but altcoins are looking pretty good right now. And by pretty good, I mean pretty bad, right? It's down 12%. ETH is down 3%. XRP is down 3%. Dash is down 5%. It's beautiful. See? These are really good buys. Now, I bought my Litecoin at 0.00762, and that's about right in the middle of this trend. I was buying in blood, so basically I was buying when there's a bunch of red candles right here. See all these red candles? And a lot of volume and all this wicking down. So I bought Litecoin because I saw a good entry. Now, I'm entered on a profitable position right now. I'm holding about 12 Litecoin. And I have a feeling that this coin is going to increase quite significantly in value for at least, a day or two. And so I'm going to ride to that price and I'm going to make some money off of it going up. So, everybody is always trying to get you to do what they don't want you to, or they're trying to get you to do what screws you over, basically. A lot of people, well, not everybody, but a lot of people in these markets will overhype a market or whatever it is, whatever their motivation is, they will overhype and overfud markets. Now, basically what you want to be doing is getting in when the majority of the market capitalization is getting in. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look right here on Litecoin, April 9th, you can see all of these high volume spikes and then red candles. Okay, there's a lot of money going into the Litecoin market right here. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of people investing their capital into the idea of Litecoin going up from this price. So I am bullish on Litecoin for a couple days. There's a couple things pointing towards that. Bitcoin's short-term resistance up here. Don't know exactly when it's going to hit it. It might hit it, Litecoin might even drop a little bit more from here. What's to say it can't? But I will say that Bitcoin is going to come into some resistance and possibly pull back a little bit. And this is a pretty good entry. And so as soon as it pulls, as soon as Litecoin comes up into a range I'm happy with, I'll set my stop loss into a profitable spot. So, I'll set my stop loss in profit, so even if it doesn't do what I'm expecting it to, I still close out at profit. Alright, so right now I'm bullish on Litecoin, and we'll see where it goes, but that's one of the things I look for, is buying coins when everybody else is telling you to sell, and selling coins when everybody else is telling you to buy. Now, I'm not saying you should always do opposite of what people tell you, but what I am saying is if there's a lot of hype around something, the market, the price could be overvalued, and it has to correct for that. It has to correct to make sure it's worth that much. So if I'm telling everybody that Bitcoin is worth $10,000 and it rises up to $10,000, and then everybody realizes that they were all told Bitcoin's worth $10,000 and that's why it is, they're going to sell it, and when it comes back, it's going to come test the support. And then they're going to probably overflood the market. They're going to probably be like, oh, Bitcoin's worth $1. It's dead. It's destroyed. You'll never see it again. It's gone. Good luck. And when it's over FUD, when there's tons of people trying to talk down the price of it, well, that's probably a pretty good time to be getting in when it's super cheap. It's on sale. So that's the way I look at it. Here is another thing that I recommend doing if you're looking for good entries on altcoins or really Bitcoin, anything, Oh, and also huge shout out, 2,100 subscribers now. That's awesome. Alright, so I click on view all, and then I sort by percentage change on, well, I sort by volume and then look at percentage change. So, hold on, this chart is loading here. Okay, so Bitcoin's number 1 in volume, Litecoin's number 2, Ethereum's number 3, Tether's 4, and Ripple is 5. Now, what I'm looking for is a good entry signal. Now, what I look for in good entry signals is one of two things. A trending market that is in a 24-hour low. So if it's 7-day up and 24-hour low, then I want to enter into that market. So for example, Litecoin, and it has to be kind of drastic. Litecoin is 17% up in 7 days, but 10 of that percent lost was in 24 hours. So it's down 10% in 24 hours, and yesterday it was up, around 27% 7 days, right? So it's trending up, but it's down a lot right now. So that means the market is making higher highs and higher lows, and it could be in a higher low right now. Now, the reason percentage change is very accurate is because chart patterns you can get lost in pretty easy, especially since there's scales and stuff like that. This is simple: 24 hours, 7 days, percentage change, sorted by volume. So that's a very effective way I found looking for entries. The other thing I look for is a market that looks like, maybe it's been trending down for a little while, but it's seen a turnaround in price on I mean, it's been trending up for a little while, yet it's seeing a turnaround in price. So what's an example of that? Coin. Bella's up 70% in 7 days, but it's down 10% today. Now, this might not be the best entry. Of course, you want to be looking at price too. You want to look at the charts too. But percentage change can give you a very strong indication of price direction. And good entry specifically. So it doesn't tell you exactly the direction of the price, only 7 days worth, but it can tell you in those 7 days when there's a good entry. So right now, obviously, Bitcoin is what's trending up, and until that changes, I expect it to continue to do so. So until it changes in its direction of trend, then I would still be holding Bitcoin, and predominantly Bitcoin, and not holding as many altcoins. But I see a reversal that could be happening pretty soon, and so I give myself a little bit of play here in the market. So the real resistance is between about 1200 and 1300 in Bitcoin, and the real support in Litecoin is probably about 007 between 007 to like 0068 or something like that, right? So I'm giving myself a little bit of play in my entry point, and I feel like this is a pretty good entry point. Now, the reason I say this is because most people buy altcoins and buy markets on green candles, right? So they're buying in a bullish trend. Yes, you want to be buying in a bullish trend. So yes, you do want to buy in bullish trends, but you want to buy in red candles in bullish trends. So you want to buy in lows during a trend that's making higher highs. So, for example, here is, let's see, where's a good entry on this uptrend? Good entry on this uptrend would be right here. Okay, so that's just in the middle. I picked somewhere in the middle to look for a good entry to show you that it doesn't have to be at the start or the end of a trend to find a good entry. In fact, you don't want it to be at the end of a trend if you're buying it. So this is a good entry. The reason, it's a pretty hard red candle down. So there's a lot of downward price movement. So there's a lot of good opportunities to get it cheap when the market is still going to go up. Alright, so that's basically some tips I have for knowing when you should feel good about entering on a coin. Again, coinmarketcap.com. I'm using poloniex.com to trade, and you can sort by all coins, so all/view/all on coinmarketcap.com. And this is how I look for good entries based on percentage change. And then you also want to be looking at the chart pattern and shoot to buy on a red candle so that you have less risk on your position, because it's safer to be holding at a cheaper price than a higher price, even if you think it's going to go up, right? The other thing is, you've got lots of opportunities, so don't feel like it's the one and only time to get on a market, right? Just be patient and feel like there's always going to be a better time, because if you think that way, then you'll learn to look for the market when there is a good time and practice better, and you won't be tricking yourself that everything's a good buy signal. When everything's a good buy signal, you're doing it wrong. You want to be very, very specific, have a plan. They say plan the trade and trade the plan, and then follow through with it. So do what you're gonna do. Don't ever panic sell, don't ever emotional trade, and go with it. And once you can develop something that works for you, it can be very, very profitable. Okay, well, thanks again for tuning into today's video on high altitude investing. Again, my name is Dallin Anderson. Follow me on Twitter at highaltitudeinv. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and donate. Bitcoin tip jar right there. I have an email. Go ahead and email me at highaltitudeinvesting@gmail.com. Website highaltitudeinvesting.com. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, stay profitable.